Hey guys, this is Aegis, and I'm back with game number 2 between Brandeis University and UMBC over here in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the yellow one, who is playing as the teal Protoss player. However, his Nexus is still yellow, so I guess that's acceptable. His opponent is the pink Terran player, Siren. Siren is going to be playing for UMBC. There's a 15-2. Not bad. Not sure what they're talking about. I guess the yellow one is Masters. Siren saying that. We'll let him say what he wants to say. First supply depot coming up, and over here, the yellow one is dropping a single pylon. He's getting ready to do some cheese action. He is going to be going for a gateway, or is it going to be a forge? I think from the looks of this, I think it's a gateway. There's the gateway coming up. Normally you would be able to just drop a forge somewhere else. You don't have to drop it inside of your opponent's main. He actually moved back to the front to make it look like he came up the ramp. Siren's barracks is on the way as well. There's the probe checking things out, and the continued probe production back at home for the yellow one. So this is I guess a little bit better, but it's still cheese. There's the refinery coming up for Siren. All he has to do is spot that gateway, and he will know what's going on. There's the probe continuing to scoot around, trying to do some damage to those SCVs. Siren reacting quickly enough to bring a SCV off the line to fight against that probe. The first gateway is now complete. I don't think he's actually going to be going for any more. Zella is being chrono boosted as well. First Marine now on the way for Siren. I believe this Zella is actually going to be able to do a little bit of damage. That First Marine will not be out in time, and his Zealots can tank quite a bit of damage. He probably could have waited a little bit to get that second Zella out as well, but it looks like he's grabbing the gas back at home, and Siren now bringing most of his SCVs off the line to fight the Marine, now popping out the SCVs and the single Marine, able to clean that Zealot up, returning quickly back home to work. Siren dropping his first mule. This does put him very far behind, having taken some 4 workers out with that single Zealot. That makes this entire thing worth it. The SCVs continuing to engage in battle here. The Zealot going to be able to take out 2 additional SCVs, and all of that time not mining, and the mule as well. 6 workers killed, and no more Zealots on the way, so it looks like the yellow one will be transitioning back into normal-ish play. He's got his cybernetics core up, and Siren still has not spotted that gateway. There's his second barracks coming up. Looks like he's going to go ahead and do his standard pressure as well. He's got 3 Marines out in the field, as well as an SCV on stop position to block those Marines off. Looks like that SCV will come over here and spot that single gateway. Back at home, the yellow one now chrono boosting his warp gate technology. His gateways are about to finish up. He's also got stalkers on the way. Another pylon is at the ready. The Marines now making it out to the front, going to be able to clean up this one pylon, which will actually supply block the yellow one once that falls. And there's the Marauders popping out for Siren. He's actually gone straight back to his normal build, and this is the correct thing to do in this situation. Just go back to what you were doing before. Try to do what you were doing before to see what your Protoss opponent is doing, and what he was doing before was going for 2 Marines, 2 Marauders, and 2 SCVs. He's going to go and try to do a little bit of pushing action. However, I believe the yellow one wouldn't be able to do too much against this. Of course, he has a couple of extra Marines due to that pressure at the beginning. The first Stalker is coming across the field for the yellow one. Siren perching his units at the top of his ramp. There's the Stalker about to show up, and with that Stalker, Siren will know what's going on. The yellow one now finishing up his warp gate technology, as well as dropping his Nexus. And here comes that push. 2 Marauders and whatever Marine force that he could come up with. Looks like he's going to bring at least 1 SCV for this action here. And dropping, I guess he's going to look for a pylon over there, and then drop his command center. and I believe the yellow one will be forced to cancel this Nexus here. There are just way too many units out on the field, and there's a couple of stalkers at the front for the yellow one, and this pressure is actually forcing Siren to retreat. He's bringing all of his units back towards home base. He is scouting out the edges as well, which is great to see if he sees any pylons in this corner. More stalkers getting warped in by the yellow one, and they're going to run straight into Siren's main. Looks like he will be able to do some damage here, pick off and add on maybe a couple of SCVs as well. There's one Marauder out in the field. Siren bringing all of his SCVs off the line. Those guys will soon be able to return to work, and there's the command center being constructed. Those stalkers are continuing to do tons of damage to those SCVs. Siren's forces being a little bit lazy. They're not trying to engage those units, and finally cleaning up that army. However, Siren has suffered such heavy losses. 18 workers killed by the yellow one. However, the yellow one not too far ahead in terms of food as of this moment. What gives him the edge here is that he started his upgrades and it has begun saturating his natural expansion. More stalkers being produced here, and Siren also forced to not build that command center outside. However, he wouldn't have enough SCVs to saturate that anyways. He's also pulled a couple of guys off of gas, only now returning one guy to the gas geyser. There's Siren's forces running across the field. He's going to see if he can do a little bit of damage here. I believe he has concussive shell. Yes, he does. So he will be able to take out those stalkers from retreating. However, the yellow one does have those 3 warp gates at the ready, and he's almost finished the +1 armor. He's also got the probes that he can pull off the line. Siren going to try to do some damage here. The Marauders and the Marines kiting those Zealots. Zealots getting wiped out. Looks like this Terran army will be able to do at least a little bit of damage here. The probes getting pulled off the line, and the Stalkers continuing to advance forward. A couple of Marine reinforcements here. Looks like Siren has decided that this army will be sacrificed. He's going to go ahead and push back again, and now retreating with a few remaining Marauders as well as that one Marine reinforcement. Couple of those units deciding to get some extra exercise running around the backside. He's finally getting up his first factory. This will allow the production of starport and medevacs eventually, but the yellow one pulling further and further ahead right now. He's dropping his Twilight Council, getting that tech up. I believe with this he's going to be going for those Templar. However, not having dropped the gas at his natural expansion is something that he needs to do real quickly if he's going for any sort of higher tech. The worst thing to happen right now is if Siren got back into this game by getting out those medevacs, and the yellow one not having any units that deal splash damage, which is crucial against a Terran Marine Marauder ball. A couple additional units being warped in for the yellow one. Siren actually has a pretty large army here. If he came over here, he would be able to do quite a bit of damage, especially not having too many sentries in this force to cut the Terran army in half. Looks like the yellow one is looking to secure a third base real soon. What I don't like about what he's doing is that he does not have control of those center Xel'Naga towers. There's no reason not to. Stalkers are so quick, and you can see those Marauders coming out early enough. The yellow one finally sending one Stalker out to take control of this first Xel'Naga. Never mind, he's going to take control of that second Xel'Naga tower. He's also on attack move, so he's just looking to see what kind of damage he can do. Maybe pull forward a little bit of that Terran army, and looks like Siren is going all in. He's bringing his SCVs, he's got his Marauders and his Marines coming forward, and that Stalker just in time to see that gigantic army. The yellow one is going to be scrambling to warp in more units. There's the cancel on the gateway. He's also getting in those Zealots. A scan going down. Siren bringing his SCVs in. There's the factory as well. It could probably land to do some blocking action for this Marine Marauder ball. There's the Marines and the SCVs now engaging in battle. The SCVs just need to do some blocking action for those Marines and Marauders. This is going to be a close finish here, since the yellow one doesn't actually have any sentries to cut off those, and it looks like he does have